But now the St George Illawarra Dragons and the Rabbitohs. 39th time they meet. Tyrell Sloan gets us underway. It certainly is a Super Saturday on Fox League today. And Broncos and Knights and Roosters and Panthers later on tonight. So South Sydney, first use of the ball. Time to forget about those they're without and just focus on those that are on deck. Cook taking them to right side of the ruck. Cheekham into the starting side. Mitchell relegated to the bench. He was listed as the middle forward. Kaloamatangi now up to halfway. A lot more pressure on Lachlan Ilias today to run the show for South Sydney. A very direct first set to Tola. 10 metres inside the Dragons' half. And here he is, right on cue. First kick of the day from Ilias. Sloan set for it. And bringing the ball back into the clutches of Cheekham. Last majority of the ground. Plenty of sunshine. Nice temperature for fans and players today. Little taking them right side. Lomax. Bumping run. He put Hawkins onto his backside there. Hawkins very much a rookie in terms of first grade experience, wearing the 22 for the Bunnies today. Just his 5th NRL game. A little right side. There's only 3 Dragons there, and it's still opened up for Rabbitohs. So that's a drop back for the kick. Now the last tackle, and Hunt will provide the kick. Taff is underneath it. 3rd straight week as starting fullback. Taff back to the 20-metre line, and a penalty for South Sydney. I think the call came from the sideline official of a high shot there.
Yeah, it's Molo with the high shot there. They're just a good kick chase there. Good to see the Saints spreading the ball early in the tackle count. Hunt saw the opportunity there. They went up that right-hand side, got to their kick, give away the penalty.
So Rabbitohs from a free kick, 15 metres inside their own half, and a shift towards centre field. Down to the sideline we go to Lara Pitt. We enjoyed the build-up in the pre-match, Jai Arrow, and you've sensed the crowd. I just think, and you are in the Dragons' fold, there's a bit of a feel today. Forget the position on the ladder.
A real family feel, certainly, Vossi. Plenty of support here for the Dragons. They, in fact, are still streaming into the gates. The club hopeful that it will be declared a sellout shortly. You've already mentioned it. Conditions perfect. The club itself, the Dragons, want to see their fullback, Tyrell Sloan, really make his mark in this one today.
Yeah, that hill is packed up, condensed in the last 10 or 15 minutes. It's a great sight. Now Hawkins has his first kick down Rabbitohs' way, and able to get it without having to leave the turf. So they go set for set, the two sides early. 3 completed, and Lomax with the ball. Thought the Dragons, as Mitchell and Walker in the stands, Burgess, they're all there, looking cool. I thought the Dragons warmed up for a long time. They stayed out to within probably 4 or 5 minutes of the actual kickoff. I'm not normally a fan of that, Corey. Rather you maybe not warm up so long. And interesting to note, Zach Lomax, he was the last player off the field and missed with his last shot, which doesn't fill me with great confidence as the Dragons sweep left for Sully. Oh, good offload! Oh, Sloan put it down. Sullivan kicks.
Got a scrum here for.
It's a mighty kick. He's kicked it 60 metres downfield and for some reason decided to chase it all the way. I don't know about that.
Half opportunity down this left-hand side. Tackle buster through that man there, Sully. Nice little offload to Sloan. He just couldn't keep hold of it. Lara Pitt only mentioned moments ago the club really want to see him make a mark, and he had an opportunity. We know what sort of runner Tyrell Sloan is if he was able to hold that ball, but the Dragons risking their hand early, happy to go from side to side, as Blocker just mentioned, just really start to challenge the edges.
Gee, I do really like it when he thinks run. Moses Sully, 43 tackle bust, and you can add another one to it now. When he thinks run, he's a dangerous player.
So Souths from the scrum, Campbell Graham there. Seeing from Sullivan, nervous energy obviously. It was an obvious knock on, and yet he chased the ball 50 metres downfield and then had to run all the way back. He now has to defend as Cook on for Taff. Ragged defensive line, and Sullivan just makes the tackle. Souths are 15 away, early opportunity. for points with Kaloamatangi. This is a great chance for Souths. And left with Ilias. Chance is gone. Knock on from South Sydney.
Their first real opportunity. They set up camp down in this end, and Ilias comes up with a bit of a rush pass there to Host, who was covered by both Benny Hunt and Lomax. They'll fancy themselves out on the right-hand side, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. They're the best team in the competition at scoring tries. Obviously, Campbell Graham leading that way, but for the Dragons, the worst team in the comp at conceding tries down their left-hand side. So look for the South Sydney Rabbitohs to set up that left post and come back with a shot.
Yeah, well, that was the first big play there, and they had to defend their error. The Saints, they've got away with it. They've got the football back. First assignment, there's a big plus for it.
Dragons in possession just outside their 10-metre line. In fact, there's a little bit of players playing former clubs today through the starting pack for Souths. Made their NRL debuts for the Dragons, and then you got the likes of Jaden Sewer, Zane Musgrove in the Dragons pack. Spent time at the Rabbitohs as Sloan into the line and pushes along for Lomax. The offloading game of Lomax has disappeared this year. Tackled 15 short of halfway. And now Sewer with it, always aggressive. Sloan got lucky through the hands to Little, and now Molo to halfway. Ben Hunt calling for the ball, and Little takes advantage and then slips a late pass. Lurking around the ball is Sloan. Last tackle, St George Illawarra. 30 away from the line. Hunt is the bomber. It's high enough for his chasers to get through, but Rabbitohs with a shield in front of Johnston. And that was shades of Tyrell Sloan last week against Penrith.
Yeah, once again, the Dragons just getting out of their own end with ease, looking to spread the ball wide. When you play a team like the South Sydney Rabbitohs who condense their defence coming out of trouble so well, we see in the replay box there was a shield there. There's a relieving penalty goes in the way of the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and they'll get a great opportunity at the end of this.
That was bizarre. Alex Johnson coming stop to allow a defender to come over and on the defender, you smash him, don't you?
Well, he nearly gave himself up, didn't he? On the back, third tackle penalty. Straight away in the attack now. They had to use up that much energy coming off their own line so far, the South Sydney side.
The Rabbitohs or Johnston at the very least could not have watched Dragons and Penrith last Sunday night. Rabbitohs on play one, 30 metres from the Dragons line. And Totola with it. And a good carry. Gets within 12 of the line, carting a couple of big bodies with him. Now real chance. Cook darting out. Trying a little sleight of hand, but good tackle from Little, out of marker on Taff. Still with Souths. Kaloamatangi can find his way to the line. Low tackle there by Molo. Quick play the ball. Could be trouble. Ilias Graham, lovely work. Too quick for the Dragons. Plunging over in the corner is Richard Kenner, who's got an amazing strike rate for South Sydney. Make it 13 tries in his 12th game. And South's on the board first, and the late warm-up of the Dragons fails again.
Well, I only mentioned it moments ago, they're the best right-hand side attacking the competition, and it's mainly due to that man there, the presence that he has, Campbell Graham, to be able to just catch the ball and disperse it there to the winger, Richie Kenner, who's been back into the team only for a couple of weeks. And their first real opportunity down in this area. There's always going to be some eyeballs on the South Sydney Rabbitohs. No Cody Walker, no Cam Murray, who provides so much of their go-forward attack, in particular Cody Walker. And no issue. Straight out to this right-hand side, try number 27.
And you can put it down to a couple of real good runs in the middle through to Totola.
Yeah.
He carried a couple of blokes on his back, and then Kaloamatangi, quick play the ball. And as you said, Graham, he knows exactly how to sum situations up quick. The catch and the pass on the outside there, Kenner gets the first try. The Saints, the second question they've been asked on their goal line, they fail.
Yeah, it was the width of the pass, wasn't it, from Cook out of dummy half. Was able to beat a defender with the pass, and then Campbell Graham positioned himself beautifully just on the outside of Sully. Handy
kicker Blake Taff getting a shot. Since he's taken over the goal kicking, though, he's had 10 shots from the sideline. Such is South Sydney's strength in scoring on the flanks. He's 6 from 10 in sideline shots. Tass, here he goes. Can't swing that one back in. So a 4-0 scoreline. South Sydney with Kennar. As I said, can find his way to the line. Second game for the year and 2 tries. Now, what should have happened here? No, all fine, I suppose. Lomax had already grabbed the Rabbitohs player before the ball had landed. He grabbed Tass.
Well, it was strange how Johnston actually reacted there. Again, the pass out to Campbell, simple catch and pass to Kennar, who just strolled over in the corner.
So 4-0 start to the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And even minus some big names, they still show us a slick attack. Starting this set inside their own 20. And so far, so good in running the ball out of their own territory. The one mistake they made was close to the Dragons' line. Chicam, they look like they're all dialed in that we're just going to go straight up between the 2 lines, or the perforated lines 20 metres in from each touch line. We're just going to play that channel coming out of our own half. And that is what they're doing in this set. Here they go again to Toller, and just like that to halfway.
Well, you look around the ground over the far side there, Vossi, in the hill, and they're still pouring in here.
Yeah, look, we have advantage position from the commentary box to see the entrances. They really are still flowing in. I mean, we're talking in the hundreds still coming in, entrances at northern and southern ends of the ground. So those coming in are now walking around the concourse in front of the hill looking for a place to settle. I think the northern end's probably the only place you'll find a bit of space now. This is a great start to Super Saturday. Hunt with the ball, and now for Sewer. Dragons fans walking to the ground, look up at the scoreboard, not so happy. 5 inside their own half, and kick from Hunt picks the gap between fullback and winger. Taff is there. It's only his 5th game for the year for Blake Taff. A couple of games off the bench the opening 2 rounds, and then fullback the last 2 weeks, and another soft penalty from St George Illawarra.
It was a wonderful kick from Ben Hunt, play for kick to get his team on the front foot, turn around the South Sydney Rabbitohs, but Molo just overcooking it. Come in with a flop, and once again have just relieved the hard work they've been able to do. They've just got a little bit of territory back. You just can't do that. You see there, tackle made, flop down, penalty sufficient.
Graham on the first play. Again, they'll keep it simple, get up over halfway, then look to go a little more expansive. Sele on that run. Quick play the ball, Cook loves that. It's like a green light. Cook takes full advantage. Now the sprint, went close to putting a foot on the sideline.
Watch the ball.
Ends up a 7-tackle set for the Dragons, but it's another warning shot fired by Souths.
Well, again, it's their middlemen too that are just charging up through the middle. The quick play the ball. Sele, that time it was. They've been outstanding, haven't they? Sele to Toller.
It was wonderful vision, wasn't it, from Damien Cook to realise that one of the men in the tackle had left his position. He just shot out a dummy half, overcooked it down this right-hand side, didn't quite get the kick right. And now the South Sydney Rabbitohs back it up with a penalty.
Yeah, big cheer from the fans as the Dragons get their first penalty of the day. Cook, of course, Origin perspective, looking to earn a start for New South Wales again, with Coruscant injured. So nice credit points earned early by Cook. Dragons are 39 from the south line. Little across with Molo for Hunt. Goes short. That is Murdoch-Basila. Now they're inside the Rabbitohs 30. Little and Hunt. Switch back to Molo. That is Francis in the 8. Michael in the 10. Into the 20-metre zone. They rumble. Michael Molo keeping it tight that time. And a good front-on tackle by Cook with Totola. Still a chance, though, with the Dragons. Hunt. There is a chance of overlap. South Sydney's defence saving the day. Taff ended up with the ball. Referee Cummins' whistle blown. Dragons ruled to have lost possession.
Yeah, the alarm bells are ringing on the right-hand side. It was great work from Jacob Host to get off and just put enough pressure on Benny Hunt. There's a flick pass there from Sloan, who's got his hands on the ball quite a bit in the early stage of this game, just not quite executing it how they like.
An attempted offload then from Lomax. As I said, the offload has disappeared from his game this year. He's pulled off some pearlers over time, but I think he's been burnt too much, and it's almost like now he's a bit betwixt. Does he unload it, or and that won't help him? That last one there, ball ended up lost. Lower Matangi.
Start of the game. Lower Matangi playing in the middle of the field at the moment.
Ilias Bomb from 45 metres out. Sloan underneath it. So Sloan has a carry. Set up for Tyrell Sloan. The running game of Sloan, fast track, sunshine.
He had the opportunity early in the game. He came up with the error, Bossy. You're spot on. As that shadow starts to just creep across the field.
Blake Laurie on the field for the Dragons. Jaden Hunt to the bench. And he had the one run, Jaden. One run, but 14 tackles, and he's off for a spell. And Laurie, who's missed the last couple of games, back on deck. Flat ball to Hunt. Then Sullivan, clipped by Graham. Sullivan will back himself. Over the top. Fiona now. Support in the middle. Still going. What a ball. Then to Benny Hunt. Fiona's a magician. And Hunt the support play. Sensational. That is quite a Dragons try. But you'll need to check the replay to see the skill of Matthew Fiona in this.
Well, the lead up was perfect. Down this left-hand side, Sullivan, he started it. So we see here, Benny Hunt just plays out the back to Sullivan, who beats Campbell Graham, all ends up with a bit of feet, then shows the dummy, hits a clean pair of heels there. Back on the inside to Fiona, nice right-hand fend. And the no-looker to Benny Hunt. One-on-one, up against G-Cam and the little dozer. Love scoring tries. That is skillful. Benny Hunt had a look on the inside, thought, I'm going to have to run the whole way myself.
Yeah, I like the way he backed himself there, Hunt. Always bobbing up, always in and around the ball. Some good passages of play there. Sullivan first. Great pass through the dummy. Campbell Graham tried to come up out of the line and put a hit on him. He bounced out of the tackle. Fiona on the ground, gets up. Hunt gets the ball and then says, you know what? I'm going to back myself here. And what a hit back. It's taken the captain to score the try. And Saints are right back in it. Open style of footy. Beautiful afternoon. Full of running, Hunt.
6 tries now for the year and 78 in the career of Ben Hunt. But that try was top shelf, real quality from St George Illawarra. Sullivan, Fiona, and then the veteran finishes it off. So over to Lomax. And the first kick of the day, 9 in from touch and 21 out. Left side has been his real bugbear this year. Let's hope he gets off to a good start. With the Dragons in front, it is a good start.
That's why you do the kicking in the practice.
That's it, Corey. Never doubted him. 6-4 to the Dragons here at Cogra.
Yeah, didn't the crowd love that moment, that play, all the build-up for the skipper, Ben Hunt, to score a try and do his trademark kick afterwards. He has been, of course, in the headlines for weeks about his best position and what will the new coach mean for him at St George Illawarra. The front-runner, Shane Flanagan, has apparently been in touch with Ben Hunt and assured him that his place would be where he wanted to be at halfback. One thing you cannot deny about Hunt, he will always put in his best performance for this club.
So atmosphere lifts a cog with the Dragons getting the first try of the day, and straight away to Laurie in middle ground from the scrum. There's A-listers here today. Chris Minns, the New South Wales Premier, is out on the hill with his son. John Howard, the former Prime Minister, in the #1 corporate box here today. And there's Corey Parker, 347 games for the Broncos. Never won at Cogra, Corey.
No, I never won here at Cogra. You're spot on. Jaden Sewer, terrific run. Earned the right to get a quick play of the ball. Koloamatangi just unable to let him up there, and they get a relieving penalty. They're coming out of their own end just after points. be looking to get this crowd up and about again.
Big news, fellas. They've shut the gates. It is officially a sellout. So everyone who's turned up late, they've been told, well, you can come in the southern end, but you're going to have to go to the northern end to find a seat. So the gates have been shut. It's a sellout. Sully with the ball for St George Illawarra. That's fantastic. From a team running bottom of the ladder. Well done. And the Rabbitohs contingent that have come here today as well. It's set up for a good match. Little, Sullivan, Murdoch-Masilla. Dragons in quick time on the attack again. Little to centre ground. Molo, Hunt running the show. Sloan with it. Ball went low. Ravalawa big and strong. Double strike. St George Illawarra. Full house at Cogra. And it is jumping.
And the crowd is up and about, and rightly so. Sellout crowd here at Netstrata Jubilee, but down on this right-hand side, Ben Hunt scored a try only moments ago. Swings down the right-hand side, out to Sloan, who's been busy to start this game. Nice wide pass. Out to Benny Hunt, just gets on the outside defenders. Out to Sloan, who's doing the same. Gets the pass away, did drop a little bit on Ravalawa. Too big and strong out on that right-hand side, and the Dragons have gone back-to-back tries.
Well, isn't it amazing when you run hard after points? Jaden Sewer down the other end was a great run, got the penalty, and straight away see Hunt dig into the line. Gee, it's great to watch this Sloan when he's got his hands on the ball. A little bit of a dubious pass there. The flick out the back went low. But I tell you what, he's got the ability and speed to beat blokes on the outside. And Saints go back to back.
Corey, replay showed up in defence can be a lot about trust. Johnston, it appeared, lost trust in Tass. Johnston stays on his man, but he didn't have faith in Tass making the tackle on the sliding Sloan.
Yeah, well, Benny Hunt got on the outside of Host and Sloan got on the outside of Tass, and then that puts you spot on. A little bit of doubt in the winger's mind.
You're backing Lomax here, Corey?
Absolutely.
You're on the Lomax.
I saw him
You're on the Lomax rickshaw.
Put all the bad ones out in practice.
That's it. You're on the Lomax rickshaw this afternoon.
He got the bad ones out of the way
That's
early.
it. Here he goes from right side. Lomax.
Oh, yeah.
A 2 out of 2. Oh, it's the post. We're in for a good afternoon here on Fox League. 10-4 Dragons.
It was always going to be a mouth-watering matchup on that edge. The Rabbitohs left side always on fire up against the Dragons, who have scored 51% of their tries down their right. Alex Johnston, their Rabbitohs try-scoring hero, with 12 down the left, up against Mikhaili Ravalawa, who's now has scored his 9th of the season. So far, gents, advantage Ravalawa in front of the packed-out hill here at Cogra.
Well, if we count that as a sideline shot, he's now on a 6-kick streak of missing from the touchline. Lomax and Ravalawa. A couple of tries last time these two sides met. Let's see if he can repeat here with another double. St George Illawarra in front by 6 after the early strike by South Sydney to Kennar in the corner. I mean, the perfect hit back from Ryan Carr's team. And everyone's got their hand up for a run now. Doing his job out of dummy half, and as I say, hands up, aggressive running. Dragons in a short space of time will be out of their half. Sewer.
Yeah, Sewer's really trying to find Hawkins in the defensive line.
Hunt. Crossfield. Sullivan. Sloan. Almost edging past Ilias there. Last tackle, St George Illawarra. Hunt under pressure, clipped, good recovery, and oh no, close to the sideline. Oh, that was tough, heart-in-mouth stuff for the Rabbitohs fans.
He's got a spring in his step, doesn't he, Benny Hunt? Looking to play on every opportunity. Comes off the right foot there. He only slipped over to get around Cheekham, gets away a beautiful little kick. Under the circumstances.
They are good on Fox League last night. Daly Cherry Evans in terrific form at 34 years of age. We're watching Benny Hunt here do his thing for the Dragons, and, you know, reluctantly has to call himself a veteran now at 33. But good form last night by DCE. Great start here from Hunt. Last tackle, South Sydney, 10 inside their own half. Back away for Ilias to kick. Sloan with it for St George Illawarra. He only averages 81 running metres a game. I think today is set up for at least double that. Certainly getting a lot of touches. Fiene on that run. Little. Sully, we had over 50 points scored. The New South Wales Cup game that Matty Russell and Spud Carroll called earlier. On a dry track, Laurie, Hunt, Sloan puts it down. Bit of rocks and diamonds for Tyrell Sloan at the moment.
Yeah, that's his second error of the game. Sloan, again, had a little opportunity on that right-hand side. Zach Lomax looming up. Had Dean Hawkins on the run blocker. You just got to catch that ball first.
Yeah, let's just hope he doesn't bury his head now. Just only a young player. Not that much experience, but just got to get yourself back into the game now. He's been explosive early in this game. There's an error, his second one, but just get on with it. Keep going at it.
Respective coaches, they're either side of our commentary position today. Ilias, Rabbitohs getting ready for a double change. Both Saluka Fafita and Mitchell with the interchange cards. There they are. And Sele will be the first to go off. Rabbitohs 5 inside the Dragons half. And on the far side of the ground, they've also been able to make a change. So the 2 fresh players are on now. 35 from the Dragons line. Ilias short straight into the action. Saluka Fafita. With Cook and Totola. And Mitchell into the game. Turn side on there. Last tackle, Rabbitohs. Ilias, jink and run. Kept alive, Cheekham. Graham, great skill. Kenner will be wrapped up by the Dragons. The Rabbitohs go close. The Dragons scramble to hang on.
There's a nice recovery from the Dragons down this left-hand side. Dangerous, obviously, with Campbell Graham. Set up Richie Kenner last time. Yeah, equal to the task.
Jacob Host, the other Rabbitohs forward, who went off on the far side of the ground. He's got a head cut. Trainer accompanying him all the way back on a long walk back to the Rabbitohs bench. Kerr now getting ready for the Dragons. Into the game he goes. On for Molo. Hunts. Laurie. Dragons inside their own half. Very encouraging after conceding the first try. Hunt is leading the way. Laurie, a run for Blake. Over halfway. Ooh, tipped up at the end and penalty straight away. All happened very quickly, but unnecessary from South Sydney.
Yeah, it was play 5-2, it was costly. South Sydney Rabbitohs just starting to get a little bit of fatigue in the legs. Been doing a lot of defending. It was the lifting of the leg there on blocker. Not big blocker next to me. Blocker Laurie. And the Dragons, they'll get another opportunity in this game.
Yeah, I know that one's been put on report, and rightfully so, but Totola, like for me, that he let go on the way up. So I don't think you really have a case to answer there. They'll have a look at it.
Wait for the tap.
Dragons then a 6 starts 30 metres away from the line. They've scored the last 2 tries. Murdoch Basila on the first carry. Little and Sullivan. Now Kerr. Bumping run. Now running towards this northern end, and every seat now full there. Last to become jam-packed. Great atmosphere. Dragons are riding that way. Kerr won't get an offload there. 4 in the tackle.
Hunt and Sloan right.
Little, that's the way they come. Sullivan dummy. We saw him at Magic Round to have a little bit of success. And last tackle to Hunt. Will he kick? He will. He's got the range. Oh, that was close.
Be ready.
There was no
ready.
shortage of red and white flashing through there. And Johnston did enough.
They're pulling the strings beautifully, isn't he? Benny Hunt this afternoon. Wonderful bit of skill. Just brings Isaiah Tass up enough. And in doing so, opens up a little corridor, puts to the right boot. Weighted very good. There's Hame Sele. No. Havili. Been off for a long time.
Yeah, the good thing about the Dragons, it looked good on both sides of the field. Just the bounce of the ball didn't favour him that time. Here's a short drop out.
It goes 15 metres. Sully with it. Yeah, Havili, first game for the year. Surgery on his ankle in the pre-season. Did a tendon, so welcome back to him. Dragons 10 metres from the line and lined up deep and right. The old switcheroo to the left for Sullivan. Sully. Kennar got nothing. Well, he clipped him enough to give away a high tackle penalty. It was an awkward-looking shot from Kennar, jamming in from the wing.
We'll have a look at this. I'm not so sure that he made high contact. Well, put all his bets in. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, I think he just got wrong-footed there. No good going in half pie if you're going to tackle Sully at that sort of speed once he revs up.
No, I wouldn't call that classic defensive technique there from Kennar. They may go back that way in a moment. In a little bit of music. Dragons 10 away, leading by 6. Little runners again, and Musgrove it is who was lifted up in the tackle. Little surveys, goes right. Hunt sets it up. Fingertip control. Good defence. That was Tass with that shot on Sewer. Dragons still a big chance. Hunt. That time, runner was almost too close to him with Musgrove. 10 from the line. Hunt, does he unlock them this time? No, he doesn't.
Offload.
Oh, yes, he does. Late offload. Oh, Lorien turned his back.
Excellent desperation from Damien Cook. Benny Hunt had a beautiful offload, but you mentioned they had turned their back. They'd given up on the play. See in the replay box on the right of screen, that's a great offload.
Yeah. Well, Ben Hunt would have sensed, he would have caught a glimpse of there's a Dragons play close to him. I can see the socks, the shorts, was facing the wrong way. And South come up with the ball. This chance, 10-4. 10 to go first half. Game 1, Super Saturday on Fox League. Lawrence can wait. Just get comfortable for the rest of the afternoon and night. Back for Ilias. Really see Lachlan Ilias's running game today. He had the one little stab at the line. Now Sloan. Ravalawa, another try scores. When he runs, you grab anything. That's what they did, the defenders.
Hold in, man. Wait for it. Wait. Go two.
Now, Lomax, Sewer, and 3 seasons in his time at Souths.
David off the arm. Here, boys, here.
And halfway through this set, Ben Hunt has got a trail of Dragons players to pass to Sullivan.
Stand now, Michael. Bring it up.
Make sure you bring it up, Jaden.
And lovely footwork there from Kerr, putting a left foot and a step and a swerve and a penalty on the last tackle. Second time, South Sydney giving up a big one. This kick's in front too, by the way. And straight away, let's shoot for an 8-point lead.
Yeah, just some space in and behind the play the ball. That was great work there by Kerr. And they've done well too this afternoon. The quick play the ball's getting up on their feet quickly. Sewer comes to mind. That was a good one there from Kerr. They'll take the shot at goal. Just shows you their mindset.
Yeah, Jacob Little just dictating things beautifully around the ruck. The real opportunity when the starting middles to Tola and also Saleh leave the field and Saluka Fafita and Sevilla come on. He hasn't been in there for a long period of time. Just got right-footed.
That's some beard on Saluka Fafita now. It's like a stick on, isn't it? I've never seen a...
Got it from the $2 shop, I think.
That's what I'm thinking. Little recheck shot purchase just to mix things up a bit. Over to Lomax in front. So 4-0 Souths early. We're now looking at 12-4 with 7.5 to go to half-time. I just think with what we've seen in the first half, second half, we could have a flood of points here. 8 points, the margin. Lomax with a couple from 3 attempts. Crowd, fantastic. I mean, on days like this, Mr. Whitby, he'll be buying a place on the water after today, the sales he'll be getting. This is a big, big crowd. And again, yeah, the team is coming last on the ladder. It's fantastic. An all-Sydney matchup. There he is.
I just think with the ball, South have been a little bit cautious. I know that they opened the scoring with a good try, but it's been the Saints that have moved the ball around a lot better in this first half. I think they'll have to be a little bit more adventurous in the second half, the South Sydney side.
Andrew Block Dragons have now had 61% of the ball. Just a few errors holding them back, perhaps. Laurie, better run. Tackled by Mitchell. Dragons, Little. And on for Musgrove. Working their way back towards halfway. No sign of a mistake following on from points. And they will get to a kick from their halfback. Hunt, high and long. Taff will be into the game again. So Taff with it. Well, not playing a lot of first grade this year. You sort of forget he was part of the grand final campaign. He's got that experience in the armoury, like Taff, so he's not going to let anyone down from fullback. Johnson came looking for the ball on that previous play in from the left wing. 2 tries short of Steve Menzies on the all-time try-scoring list going into today, Johnston. Now offload, and a touch was there. South Sydney claimed touch. No restart of the tackle count. There was 3 or 4 detected a Dragon's hand in that. Kick down for Sloan.
Yeah, and that's the difference between Dean Hawkins, obviously Cody Walker, the more experienced. They had 4 on 2 down that short side. Ravalawa had dropped back, and Hawkins just went through with the play. Just went for the kick there. Someone like a Cody Walker, 19 try assists, not there this afternoon, would absolutely taken the space. So St George Illawarra. Sullivan's been good today. Murdoch Vasilla on the left edge. Sully, Sullivan. And offload on the bounce from Kerr. Fionney makes the best of it. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Hunt, and again, they set up nicely, the Dragons. They're close to breaking through. South's just hanging on. Hunt, it's a wobbly one out towards Kennar. He's with it. South Sydney just outside their 20. They've had a completion rate of 93% Souths, but overall not dominating possession. You'd like to think that will go closer to 50-50 in the second half. It often does. But an 8-point margin to a raise as it stands. Cheekham on that run. Caught in the tackle of Kerr. South Sydney into the Dragons' half. Hawkins deciding to pass this time. Tass for Johnston. Johnston beat 1, beat a second. Flung around, Mitchell support. Now it's almost on the right if they let that go. Last tackle, South Sydney. Showing a glimpse of their best. Hawkins a bomb on the last. Ravalawa was turned around. South Sydney going to plant it. Unchallenged. Kaloa Matangi. Well, the Dragons decided to have a rather inconvenient committee meeting. 15 metres out from their own line. The message should have been someone play at the ball. Well, it's been all the Dragons over the last 15 minutes. And the Rabbitohs get an opportunity down this left-hand side. Not much doing. Hawkins miscued the kick here, but you're spot on, Vossi. They were allowed to go for the ball. Kaloa has come back out to this left-hand side from the middle. That should not happen in that position. And a free catch at the ball here for Alex Johnston. Isaiah Tass, rather, just catch and pass to Kaloa. When you have winger, fullback and halfback in the vicinity of that ball, that cannot happen. Right on the stroke of half-time blocker.
Knew exactly what they were doing. Just reloaded back up that short side. You've got to contest the high ball there. They all just stood and watched the ball bounce. Kaloa there collects the footy. That's his 5th try of the season. He goes over. He won't get an easier one than that. And they hit back South. They were under the pump the last 15, 20 minutes.
The boys on the bench like it. Walker, Mitchell, Murray, Burgess.
that, if you're going to have a bloke play as a block, almost like an escort, Lomax, well, someone's got to compete for the ball, don't they? Because that just takes Lomax out of it. So he's a passenger on the play. Sloan decides, well, I'm not going to interfere with Ravalawa, and Ravalawa says, I'm not going to catch it.
Well, I think they're waiting for Sloan to call. He's in the perfect position there. If you're running a shadow play there and you're talking about Lomax, Sloan's got to call for the ball and attack it.
So over to Taff. And there you go. As I highlighted earlier, it is something we should cherish in Australian sport. The Rugby League fans of both clubs sitting side by side, watching Taff go 0-2 off the boot. A 12-8 scoreline.
Yeah, just thought that they reloaded really well up that short side and got numbers there. The South Sydney side, that should never have been scored. I'm sure the coach will talk to him at half-time, Ryan Carr. Will be saying, boys, someone has got to call for the ball and attack it. Well, Matangi won't get an easier one than that. What a time to score too, just on the stroke of half-time.
When you're ready,
They
Tyrell.
were really struggling at the moment, weren't they, the South Sydney side, but not now.
Beyond Matangi in the Origin conversation. You never know what's going to happen by the end of the round with potential injuries, suspension, HIAs, all the rest.
Well, the great thing about their performance in the first half, as I said, they haven't been in it the last 20 minutes, South. They completed 14 from 15, but they're being conservative. Let's hope in the second half they open up a little bit.
GCAM, 4 tries in the first half. Even split between the two teams, but a 4-point difference. Good tackle Sully on Cook. Now Mitchell with it. Up and over halfway he goes. Last tackle for Souths, and Hawkins the kicker. Why not try a bomb that way again? Sloan, though, this time does call for it. And with it for the Dragons. There's time to throw something at Souths here. A full set for St George Illawarra. I'd be disappointed if they didn't come up with something a little daring.
Well, it's been the game plan so far on both sides of the field here for the Saints. Just hope they're not looking up at the clock. 54 seconds to go. I think they've got to throw something at South here.
Would be a big advantage to go into half-time outside that converted try in front again. Just inside the Rabbitohs half here. 4 tackles through the set. Laurie, Sullivan, spin, hand, Sully. And the stoop for that one, did well. Now the last tackle, Hunt wants it quick. They're lined up on the right side. Sullivan to Hunt, here it goes. Hunt, they're going to run it. Sloan with the ball, cut out ball to Lomax. Lomax kick, took a deflection. And out of the reach of Ravalawa. So at least they had a crack. Lomax looking at the clock saying, boys, if it's our feed, hurry.
Gee, I would have liked to seen him eat up a few more yards there rather than putting the grubber kick in behind.
Not
Lomax.
a scrum, play the ball 10 metres out, and no ball to play the ball with.
That's half-time.
And that will be where it ends. There's a ball, Blocky run down and get it. So an entertaining first half in front of a full house at Net Strata Jubilee Stadium on a perfect winter's day. And the Dragons, after trailing early, go to the break leading by 12 points to 8. Ball off the tee.
Time out run here.
Just to temper things, Ilias. Back underway, second half. A burst of flame. And anything could happen in the next 40 minutes. Laurie takes the first run of the second half. It appeared a clean slate on the injury front in the first half. Dragons on their 20. We mentioned earlier that game at Cogra just a few weeks ago against the Roosters went right down to the last seconds. Oh, no, that's not good. Jaden Sewers had a terrific game, but he's come unstuck there. There won't be any challenge on that one. That was just, that was a mess.
Yeah, they were very good in the first half with their ball control, the Dragons, but Jaden Seward trying to get things underway too quickly in doing so. Just didn't get a correct play of the ball, and straight away. There's no better team in the competition that love set starts more than the South Sydney Rabbitohs, albeit, yes, Mitchell's out, yes, Cody Walker is out. Lockie Ilias and Dean Hawkins, their time to have a stand up and shine. What can they do?
Look at the Rabbitohs shape from this scrum. Just with 2 on the left, they go right with Ilias and Campbell Graham. So play 1, 25 away from the Dragons line. They led early, the Rabbitohs. They scored the opening try in the 9th minute and then lost the lead in the 16th. But this is an early chance, second half. Ilias, flat there to Illawarra. Hunt did well to hang on. Sewer, Musgrove. Hawkins is left to this ruck and Ilias back on the right. They go. The crash play. Hard and straight. Saliva Harvili like a cannonball. Now Cook. They're right on the line. The Dragons under pressure. Last tackle, South Sydney. Cook clears the ruck for Ilias. Dump back inside. Needed footwork from Tass. And a great tackle by Little. The Dragons have done enough to hang on.
Yeah, I thought they would have come up with something a little bit better than that. It was Little that came back with the tackle. Taff gets caught with the footy. And I'll tell you what, the most relieved bloke out there would be Sewer at the moment. They hang on, the Saints.
Some run from Harvili.
Oh, it was terrific. The outside in run in behind the ruck, challenging the inside shoulder. It took 3 or 4 Dragons to pull him down. They had the space out on the right-hand side, as you mentioned, but Taff just got caught with the ball.
Offload there, late one, Musgrove. Little on the bounce. They've gone cleanly there. There might have been an opportunity, but that slowed the play down to Sullivan, rather. Short of halfway. So St George Illawarra back on the task now. Offload. Now Sloan's into the game. Comes to a dead end. Bumped away from Mitchell. Last tackle, St George Illawarra. So from defending their own line, they're now in a position for an attacking kick. Hunt weaving, Hunt kicking, sending Sullivan through. Ilias got back there for Souths. And this is a bright start to the second half. Let's go to the sideline, Lara Pitt.
Just the message from South coach Jason Dimitri, who kept it short and sweet, just wants to see side discipline in defence and look for variation in attack. An update on Jacob Host and the running repairs he needed to, a nasty cut to his head. I'm told the doctor lost count of how many stitches he had to put in there and that he may emerge wearing headgear, and he's not happy with that.
Okay, headgear, possibly. Lara all over that one with Jacob Host. Johnston on the end of a sweeping play from Souths. Now Illawarra. 35 from the Dragons line. Last tackle, Ilias. Again, it's a standard bomb, albeit very high. Ravalawa with it. At least they're playing at the ball, not like the one before half-time. So the Dragons from inside their own 10. Lomax. Driven back at the end of that. Next points in this game will be important if the Dragons could skip clear, big crowd behind them. Oh, not another one. Inside their own half.
They might challenge here, the Dragons. There definitely was what appeared to be maybe a rake at the ball.
Yeah, there's definitely a hand on the ball. Let's see if we can see in the replay the raking action.
On the ground.
Illawarra got straight up and said, let's challenge.
Uh-oh. Brandy's
he is a winger.
Challenges, that's right. Wingers, props, interchange forwards, rookies. Ravalawa running the ball, has hold of it.
He'll get the call here.
Did you call it a stripping action or just hand on the ball?
Well, on the way down, I reckon you see a little bit of a tug at the ball here. You watch there.
He's not
just looking at the right-hand sleeve,
There it is.
He's got hold of the ball. There's 2 people in a tackle, and he strips the ball. The challenge by the Dragons is successful.
Okay.
You're not with me. Yeah.
No, I'm not on that page. I think, again, Ravalawa, look at how strong he is. Hang on to the ball. Hang on to the ball, McKay.
Yeah.
Anyway, they win the captain's challenge. Drop ball turned into penalty. Dragons ready to go on the attack. You've just sat on the fence there, Splinters, Parker.
Hold him in front.
I was just happy to watch what was going on in front of me in the comm box.
Little Kerr was just starting to put in a big stride there. Little's been really good. His service had a dummy half today for the Dragons. Laurie down.
We talk about Damien Cook out of dummy half. Just wait till Little gets a little bit of an opportunity too.
Hunt and Sullivan. Sewer. And spinning. Oh, he's done a wrestling effort with Hawkins. He was just hanging on. And no, called to play it back on the mark. Not a drop ball.
Saliva. 3 there.
Just outside the 20. 3 tackles left for the Dragons. Sloan. Line set. High ball Hunt. Then for Sullivan, that wasn't quite precision stuff from the Dragons there. Not how they would have rehearsed it on the training paddock. 4 tackles, Dragons, played by Laurie. Little, there's the run on cue. Blocker wanting to see. Taff in the line on play 5. Now we'll get back in position. Hunt sees where he is, tries to wrong foot him. Great take by Taff. Evades a couple of high tackles. Brilliant play. Blake Taff from fullback for South.
Yeah, excellent bit of football there from both teams. Benny Hunt to realise that Taff was on his bike. He did a terrific job to pivot and go back and get the ball.
Did you see he was following the kick through there? Sloan. Taff was there. It was a deliberate kick there for Sloan. There he is coming in the picture there.
Mitchell, Rabbitohs, Kalawatangi, and Taff in the play again.
Boy, is that Tass unmarked on his outside?
Now Mitchell. And offload, good skill. Rabbitohs, Kalawatangi, away to Johnston. Johnston sizes up what's in front. Pulls away from the sideline. Last tackle, South Sydney. Chance to run it though. No, Hawkins kicks it back Ravalawa's way. Kalawatangi. Ravalawa's got the ball for the Dragons.
Change over
And a knock on, in fact, by the Rabbitohs back rower. So a changeover, and they can start their set again.
Yeah, not a bad little play. The only problem being that Johnston was the one playing the ball, so he wasn't quite out here ready for that kick. They did have some numbers out at their right-hand side.
Stand now.
Yes, you keep asking yourself, is that the play if Walker was there? Yeah. Is that what they would have went with? Molo back on the field and a strong carry back to the 30. Dragons leading by 4. The bottom-placed Dragons taking it to the understrength Rabbitohs. And across the line for Hunt. Sloan comes into the move. Lomax really wasn't a ball where he had much he could do with Johnston up in his grill. Now the ball with Hunt. Centre field for Musgrove. They're getting value out of their bench players, the Dragons. Kerr, Musgrove, Laurie. Last place in George Illawarra. Hunt, bomb, 30 metres out. Tass retreating. Lomax got a hand to it. Tass ends up with the ball. A little timid at the end. Hasn't quite been Zach Lomax's day. Mitchell off the field for South Sydney. Havili will go off as well. Tola back out there, the starting front rows, in fact. Now they're back out there with Sille rushing on as well. Now for Ilias. Graham threatens to... Oh, Sully, heavy! Moses Sully.
That's a Sully suplex, that.
Not bad, Corey. So look at to halfway. Last tackle, buddies. Ground now completely in shade. Ilias goes long and high. Sloan with it for St George Illawarra. So does he break them open today? The 12 runs of Sloan, 92 metres, 3 tackle busts, an offload, a line break assist, a try assist. He's thereabouts of a very big game. Could be a match winner. Lomax again.
Just coming into 10 minutes in this second half, and both teams just going set for set. There's a little bit of joy in the middle of the field if the Dragons are willing to just put a couple of passes together to get on the outside. But the game is crying out for someone to really pull it apart.
Michael Molo, Lunda Hunt. Sewer, offload, Sloan. Certainly can't question him for involvement today, Sloan. He's around the ball. Last tackle, they'll kick from the short side. Hunt, lots of chases there. Taff attacks it, loses it. Ravalawa, tackle count restarts.
Well, here's their chance.
Got to go left.
The big crowd at Cogra. The Dragons fans are up now. Little for Molo. Line was set left. They went the conservative play. Little goes himself. He will score. Jacob Little scores the third try of the day for the Dragons. The crowd are into the game. The Dragons go outside a converted try in front.
Yeah, just up against the grain there. Only scores the try on the second tackle. They got the football back, the Dragons. And Little, he's a dangerous player out of dummy half. There's Blake Taff at the back there, knocking the ball forward. Illawarra scoops up the football. They go back against the grain. I thought they blew it there. They should have went left straight away, the Dragons. And Little's good enough to score.
He just rocked out a dummy half, Little. Got Saluka for feeder and Saleh interested. Kalamatangi had to come in. Got two bites at the cherry here.
You're right from the get-go this year, Jacob Little. He said, this was my make or break season. New club, been around long enough. Just kept hold of it to score the try. Now played, well, this is his 85th NRL game. But to now or never was the approach. He's already got a new contract and has done very well today for St George Illawarra. Got the new contract and then was dropped shortly after. But Ryan Carr pretty keen to have him starting 9 each week.
Well, the great thing about the St George Illawarra performance here this afternoon, we mentioned it before the game, they were really good against Penrith, and then they come against, well, a south side that's got a number of players out, but they've started the second half well here.
Lomax with this one, right down the middle. Biggest lead of the match to St George Illawarra, 12 minutes into the second half. And 18 points to 8. Little's try, catching the Rabbitohs napping. Countdown is on towards State of Origin number 2. We've got a round of football that won't be over until Monday afternoon, but the real rivalry will resume at Suncorp for game number 2 and then game 3 in Sydney. If you want to inquire about tickets, nrl.com/tickets. Corey, Queensland, certains, aren't they? You know, you just...
Well, we'll do our best. We'll go in as underdogs and see what happens there up in Suncorp Stadium.
Yeah, sure. Amazing stuff. Now Ilias to kick. Good luck to all the rest of the players getting through the weekend. We've lost a few, haven't we, from Origin 1. So Dragons up by 10.
Well, they really got their tails up in the first half, the Dragons, off the back of their first try. They'd love to be able to do something similar here in the second. With the scoreboard pressure on a team without their stars. 18 points to 8 at the moment.
Molo, both Michael and Frank have come back with some runs of real intent. Sewer back towards halfway. And now for Ben Hunt. Again, a lot of times they're set up to do a little more than what they deliver, the Dragons. Now Hunt, right side of the ruck, kick and run. Lomax leading the chase. Johnson is there and driven back in the tackle. Lomax just set himself. He said, I'll give you an easy catch and then I'll rearrange your ribs.
A really good set after points. They just got through their work. Everyone got a touch of the ball. They rolled over the 50-metre line quite easily. Now ask the South Sydney Rabbitohs to come out of their own end.
The South's attack is to go. Cook's the man. What a run. Damien Cook. He's taking on Sloan all on his own. Beats him. Chased down by Fionney. That is some play from Cook.
Well, he had to have a look on his right-hand side.
Ilias, line set left, keep it going. It's a 3-on-1. Kalamatangi. Tass has Johnston. Doesn't use Johnston. Rabbitohs try. Raging Rabbitohs from one end to the other, then from one side to the other.
Well, he's not too far from the beach this time. Damien Cook, the beach sprinter, out of dummy half. No Cody Walker, no Latrell Mitchell, no problem for that man there. Absolutely shot out of a gun. In behind the ruck, some fatiguing defenders. Took on the fullback in Sloan. He had Johnston looming on his right-hand side. Tane Milne, sorry. And they come out to this left-hand side, and it was just a simple case, catch pass. They had numbers aplenty. Kaloamatangi out to Tass. A little bit of footwork, little stutter there, and they score off the back of Cook.
Yeah, well, the best part about that is they didn't panic. After the long-range break from Cook, took the tackle. It's always a little bit of a worry for Sloan at the back. It's beat one-on-one a number of times, but they just stayed patient. Catch and pass. Kaloamatangi, it wasn't the greatest pass to him, but he relaxed. Got the ball there to Tass. Just a little bit of a start there, and he gets over the stripe there for the South Sydney side. What a hit back.
Yeah.
What a game we've got here.
Well, you talk about the strength of good players. You know, Damien Cook, and this goes into Origin as well. You know, his biggest strength is his running game. Off a quick play the ball with a little bit of fatigue in and around the ruck, and we saw there. No questions asked, straight out of dummy half, straight in behind the ruck.
Taffa 0-2 today. 18-12. It is 3 tries apiece. Pressure on the number 1 for South Sydney. So with a shot, he stubbed it a little. It's off the post and over. You want to stub it? He shakes his head. He did not strike that cleanly. Again, we lean on the expertise of former goal kicker Corey Parker. What happened there?
Well, it's 2 points. It's 2 points, as we see in the replay here. Just a bit of fatigue. Molo and Little. Murdoch-Masila couldn't do enough there.
You're thinking he had a flashback to the days in the Sluggos on the beach flat.
Absolutely.
Not beach spread, it was beach flat.
He didn't put much hope in who was coming up on the right-hand side. It was Cheekham.
Gee, I don't know how loud he was calling the ball there. Wouldn't you be saying, come on, give us the footy? Cheekham would have scored for your life.
For the difference, I must say the cauldron that is Net Strata Jubilee today deserves a big finish. We may get one. There's a long way to go. Saluka Fafita on the run. But to have the fans on the edge of their seats going into the last 5 or 10 minutes of the match would be good.
There should be some real good signs there for Cook, just to see if there's any sort of quick play of the ball or fatigue. Just to ask some questions. Benny Hunt just coming up out of the line.
Totola pulled that one back in. And he saw Hunt flash up. Been very strong, Kaloamatangi today. 10th carry of the football. Cook, with that one run, Cook now has the leading running metres for the Rabbitohs today. Down the corner of Fiona for St George Illawarra. Bottom line, Dragons are still in front. Not comfortable, but still right side of the ledger. Play the ball, Lomax, Ravalawa. And driving in hard and low. Make the tackle was Hawkins. Here's Hunt. I was going to say, I mean, Cook did the running. We're yet to see any running game at all from Hawkins and Ilias today. You think out of the two of them, one of them has to decide to ask a question of the defence. They just can't be both in a distributor role. Dragons now for Hunt. Sets to have his chasers on the left side. Taff sprinting forward, comes nowhere near it. Kicked back, I think, by Sullivan. Hunt, then Hunt's done a kick. He's kicked it again! I've never seen the like of it. Edge Postacoglu's on the phone. He may have found Spurs' first signing. Brilliant soccer skills.
Well, he just plays what's in front of him. He's like he's in the backyard. Benny Hunt. They got it all wrong.
Have you ever seen that? Was that a 4-kick play? Was that a 4-kick play?
A kick off the Falcon, off the
off the deck. Oh yeah. Harry Kane, move over. Here comes Ben Hunt. Rabbitohs. Question being asked: what if that went? What if that last kick went between the posts? What would that be? I don't think it'd be a field goal, surely. And now Hawkins bombs high to the corner of Ravalawa. He's with it. Got away from Tass. An interesting area. We're at this game with 22 to go. The team last on the ladder, winning hardly a habit this year.
Well, they've got to find something, haven't they? The last 5 minutes, it's been all South Sydney. I'm just looking at their pack. Their best attribute in this game has been going straight through the middle of South Sydney. So trying to go a little bit wide now. One pass runner with their forwards.
Molo, Sullivan, giving it going. Sulik couldn't get past Graham. It's been a good battle. Dragons into the south half. That's not such a flash pass. Molo resets. Last tackle, St George Illawarra. Hunt on the right side. Here comes another kick. Sloan might have got himself offside. It's Lomax leading the chase. He overruns it. Tass played a massive escort.
That's the silly play from Tass. We see in the replay. Just moved his line on the bottom of screen here, Tass, and absolutely just runs Zach Lomax off the ball and then allow Johnston to just get a clean catch at it.
That will be the Wikipedia entry on what an escort in rugby league is. What Tass just did there. He escorted him towards the sideline. Here come the Dragons. They're going score for score, the two sides. Hunt. Molo. Close. 3 metres from the line. Little's already got one. Ball was knocked down maybe. Hunt for Sewer. Back on the inside channel. And a tackle beside the upright. Hunt sweeps around to the left. Little finds his man. Hunt has the line set. Sullivan steadies. Sully. Rabbitohs set restart. Inside the 10. South Sydney. We barely had a set restart today. That's the first one of the match. St George Illawarra can settle down. Francis Molo on this run. Cartwright in there making the tackle for South. Little again. And they'll go another crash play, the Dragons. But no way through in front of the posts. That was Hunt, Jaden Hunt. They're just trying to roll over the top of the Rabbitohs. That's 3 in a row. And Michael Molo held up. To the right with Hunt. Sewer gets through the tackle. Leaves Hawkins behind. The Dragons back row up. Opens up the advantage for the red and whites again.
Yeah, he's been one of the Dragons' best. Jaden Sewer out on this right-hand side. Has had a target on Dean Hawkins all afternoon. 15 runs, 104 run metres, and this may be one of the most critical. Beautiful little outline there. Just comes off the left. Tass just giving him pure passage to run through. Leaves the defensive line Isaiah Tass, which then allows and puts so much pressure on Hawkins.
Well, just watch the way that Ben Hunt digs into the line here to get him one-on-one with Hawkins. Straight away digs right into the line. Sewer, a legs tackle that close to the line. Hawkins have his time over to try and tackle ball and all. Skips out of the tackle. And that looks like it's been a plan here all afternoon. Try and get the young rookie one-on-one.
Well, Tass doesn't need to do what he did there. He's just put so much pressure on his inside man. Just needs to hold the line, stay in the system. And one-on-one, he's hard to stop at the best of times, Jaden Sewer, but when you give him a passage of play like that, beautiful little ball.
8 points, potentially 10 the difference again with 18 and a half to go. In front of the Norm Proven grandstand here at a packed Cogra. Over to Zach Lomax, 15 in from touch. 4 tries to 3. Lomax for 10 in front. 10 in front it is. St George Illawarra a step closer to just win number 4 of the season.
Here's the penalty, how they got the other opportunity. Just again, Isaiah Tass just dumb, doesn't need to do that. Just put the trust in the outside men to make the play, and once again, just leaving the defensive line and allowing Jaden Sewer just a free passage to get through.
One of the treats of suburban footy, when you score a try like that, you're close up to the fans in the grounds where you can smell the onions from the hot dogs. It's always a good place to be. Suburban footy today is rocking and rolling. Can you tell I'm a bit hungry, Corey? Now the ball with Fiona.
Eat the dates off a calendar, Vossi.
Sully back over the 30. 10 again is equal, biggest margin of the day. South Sydney, the kick misses by Blake Taff now. They become part of the storyline. If they score next, it's 4 tries all, but could still be 6 down. Hunt, right side. Sloan, he was close to going through there. Tass, the defender. Lomax, last tackle. Hunt. Oh, Ben Hunt special. This is big. Rushing in Kenner. It almost hit Sullivan on the head. He ran through and then ducked. That would have been embarrassing. So South Sydney will have the ball at the end of that. You run through to catch it, and then you sort of shoulders, arms at the finish. Wait for the ball to land. Oh, no! Drop ball, Rabbitohs. Not good. There's going to be no wingers challenge here.
Well, there's the invitation they need. 24-14. St George Illawarra can really put this one to bed now.
Richie's saying, well, I haven't played much first grade the last couple of years. What's a captain's challenge? What do you want me to do here? Never been in this position before.
You just march back onto your wing, Richie, make your tackles. He's a good man, Richie Kenner. He's been around a lot of clubs. One of the real likeable lads.
Only 2 games in 2021, only 2 games last year, and this is 2nd game this season. But he's got this great try-scoring record with South, which he added to today. So Dragons are 30 metres away from the line. Little and Molo, Sullivan off for Murdoch-Basilla. Murdoch-Basilla in reverse. 15 from the Rabbitohs line. The Dragons fans can sense a big opportunity in this set. Molo, even just get another set would be great. Well, that's no guarantee these days with the short dropouts. Little, left side, Hunt. Try in the first half, couldn't get past Ilias. And Cheekham there. 4 tackles down the Dragons. A kick from Sullivan. Taff in front of Sloan. Line dropout, South Sydney.
Well, the Dragons are up and about. You can see by their body language, that man there, Sullivan, beautiful little kick, but equal to the task was Taff. Positioned himself absolutely perfect. Looked out to show long, and Sullivan, Taff just coming across, picked it off his bootlaces.
Time you run.
Well, Mitchell's there. They go short line drop out every day of the week. Hawkins has done the same. It's broken the plane. And the Rabbitohs, that is quite spectacular from Graham.
Well, that's a huge play in the context of the game. Could very well be the difference.
Probably on reflection, Dragons needed to do a little more there. They weren't sure whether it was going to go the 10. Graham flew high.
Well, it's a good channel there to kick down, especially with Campbell Graham coming for the game. I was in the tunnel. He walked past. He'd be 6'4", 6'5", Campbell Graham.
Now, oh, they cut out Graham. Oh, Richie Kenner lost the ball. Dragons. Clean ball there. They run 30 metres to score. Fiona was held. Poor old Richie Kenner. Not a flash few minutes for him. Sully on the run. Held by Sele. Fans out looking for a penalty for their side or a set restart. Sullivan. Centre ground for Molo. On the red stripe. Rabbitohs end of the field. Little, Sullivan, Show, Sewer, angle, offload, Lomax. Dancing in front of defenders, Lomax. Won't be offloading. 3rd tackle, Dragons deep and left. Sullivan will start it for them, goes short. Molo taken down in the tackle, Cheekham, Cook. Seleov there at a dummy half. Almost speared into the end goal. Went ahead first. Jacob Little, Dragons, they go the crash play again. Oh, no. The Rabbitohs defence. It was wet paper towel stuff. And Michael Molo scores a try literally plunging over.
Well, there was a play before. Jacob Little went oh so close, drew in a few defenders. Benny Hunt goes into the 9 position. And as you mentioned, it was awful defence. Here's Little, goes up and over, oh so close to the try line. He's got 4 defenders in and around him. Benny Hunt goes into the hooking roll. Molo just one off the ruck. And that's awful. Damien Cook, Matangi. Taff couldn't do enough coming across.
Gee, I was wondering if they thought Hunt was going to throw the ball out the back. Hits the front man. Geez, they were crushed in. The spacing was pretty ordinary that time.
Funny moment with that. Michael Molo, only second try of his career. He gets over the line and says, oh, I've seen Ben Hunt do this. So he does the Benny Hunt. He does the kick after scoring the try. That's Hunt's shtick, Molo. You have to develop your own, mate, on your try. That's what Ben Hunt does.
Not much thought process into it.
No, but Ben Hunt owns that. That's his post-try.
Well, you don't get used to doing it when you've only scored 2 tries.
What was your post-try celebration, Block?
Oh, can I show you?
No, keep the shirt on, Block. You don't just swing it around your head in the box.
And anything can happen at Leichhardt.
Lomax kicks it out.
And it did.
Almost to the school. Look at the Dragons fans now. This is their biggest lead of the match. They've hit 30 just like that. Leading by 16. The energy of the crowd is now relayed to the players. Can they ride it home from here? 12 to go. He's going to fold it up. No, don't fold it way up yet.
Keep it up. Keep it up, young fella. There we go.
That's it, young man. You're on Fox League. He was rolling it away.
Oh, it's good stuff.
I don't know who's more happy, Mum or him.
It's true. Short kick off. Rabbitohs don't get it back.
Off Dragons first.
Ooh, off Dragons first. South is still a hope. But they need someone to step up in the absence of the likes of Walker and Mitchell.
Yeah, 30 points to 14. If you got Walker and Mitchell and Murray in your team, you absolutely still give them hope. But with the commitment that we've seen from the Dragons this afternoon, with the sellout crowd behind them, 30 points to 14, 11 minutes remaining.
He's still got his time, but the time's off.
Just haven't seen enough from South in their second half to suggest that they can score that many points. Stranger things have happened. They've had a couple opportunities. One being Richie Kenner only moments ago down that right-hand side.
So Souths now desperate to be next to score or it'll be lights out. Oh, they've lost the ball again. Hawkins this time. 30-14, 10 and a half to go. A grim-faced Jason Demetrio there. And Hawkins caught by the 33-year-old Ben Hunt. Look at the smile on Benny's face. He's got one over the kid. I think the Dragons fans want them to be absolutely ruthless. They've got it to 30-14. Let's turn it to 40-14.
Okay, let's go. Time on.
Gates was shut about 15 minutes after kickoff. Full house. Cogra next up on Super Saturday. Broncos and the Knights doing battle from Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. And then later tonight, all exclusive to Fox League, the Roosters and the Panthers at Allianz Stadium. So Dragons 30 away from their own line in the box seat right now. Molo, known for him, just the second try of his career. And both have come at this ground. Murdoch-Masila, good metres there. And then loses it.
And then on the ground, knock on there.
There you go.
You stripped it back. Let me explain. Stripped back with play on, then you've lost it on there.
So it's against South. Murdoch-Masila happy enough with the referee's call. He's saying, well done, ref.
And a challenge?
No.
Mate, coming on the one. Captain's challenge. Rabbitohs challenging the knock on. Yep. On the ground, mate.
I reckon Ben Cummins is confident here. I think he's backing his call. South Sydney at 16 down. Need to play it. So let's see how it comes out. This is why Corey gets the big bucks. He'll make the call on this one.
There's only one player in the tackle. Lockenley strips the ball.
anything after that.
We're just looking to determine the direction which the ball goes.
Which way is he going, Vossi?
Corey, not my job, mate. I'm just happy to...
Well, he's going back towards his dead ball line.
What about Murdoch Masilla's play in that, once the ball rolls up onto his head?
Just looking at all available angles.
Well, this is one where you'd almost have the chocolate wheel handy in the bunker, wouldn't you? Just give it a spin, come back with a decision. This is just all over the place.
I'm going knock on South.
Okay.
The ball is stripped backwards by South.
It comes off the head.
Just looking to see if there's any touch by the Dragons.
I'll get this back.
Yep. 30-14, 9 and a bit to go. It's all yours. Matt Noyen's the man in the bunker, and this is the 8th time we've looked at this one angle.
What about the touch? Oh, was it a touch just there?
The ball's gone backwards by South.
Yes. Okay.
South then retained possession. We're just having a look to see when the referee blows his whistle.
It's given the fans a little time to go and refresh.
Yeah, do what? With 9 to go?
Oh, yeah.
South retained possession after the one-on-one strip, which goes backwards. We'll be playing tackle 1, South in possession.
I reckon when my head hits the pillow tonight, I'm going to be seeing that replay. It's ingrained in my mind now.
I'll tell you what it'll do, put me to sleep.
Yeah, play the ball, tackle 1.
Yeah, that was...
Play the ball,
It was
backwards.
tough. I mean, there was nothing
Lachlan.
of great clarity there, but we
Straight there, guys.
certainly gave it an examination. So at the end of that, Souths have the ball, 10 metres inside their own half. 9.5 to go. Sele with it on the run. Even Reggie Rabbit's moving a little slow on the sideline. Where does Souths find the energy from here? They try and get going right side. Graham with the ball and does well. Campbell Graham. Try from Souths to make the Dragons nervous. Ilias, centre field, Cartwright. Offloaded. Still only the one run today from Lachlan Ilias. They're 15 away from the Dragons line. Now would be a nice time to take a dart at them. They go away from him there. Cartwright, Taff. Good defence. Good defence, Dragons. Surley made the tackle count. Oh, Cook. He's knocked on, has he? Well, he's probably going to challenge that as well now. Damien Cook.
I've got a knock on.
No, he'll challenge that, surely.
Challenge it. Damien.
There you go. All right, have a seat, Corey.
Well, the ball definitely went behind Damien Cook.
Captain's challenge.
It's past the cordial there, Block.
Last tackle. Rabbitohs.
Would you like a Scotch finger? There we go. Captain's challenges back to back. I think this will be a little quicker to reach a decision. I think one angle and we'll decide, surely. There it is. It's off the hands there.
And gone.
Well, if you rule it's gone back, doesn't matter if it
Just
bounces.
looking at all
Yeah, it's
available
gone
angles
back
to
and
look
then
at the
bounced
direction of the
forward,
ball
has it?
travels.
Which is fine.
Ilias had a shot at field goal then. He did.
Yes.
Did he get it?
I think it went over, yeah.
Well, good. 15 the difference. So there you go. I don't know whether this angle's going to help Matt Noyen, but anyway. This is fizzing, these last two captain's
Damien
challenges.
Cook knocks the ball forward. The challenge by South Sydney is unsuccessful.
Okay, there you go. Dragons will be the beneficiaries of that. Captain's challenge put away for the Rabbitohs.
It's a hard sell, isn't it? Knocks the ball forward and it goes behind.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Save us if the Dragons challenge something at the next minute.
Play the ball here.
Okay, 30-14, 8.5 away from a victory, St George Illawarra. They've boosted their points differential by 16 at this point. So the Dragons with Molo on the run.
Hold in, man. Wait for it.
As it stands now, they're off the bottom of the ladder. They're ahead of the Tigers, who were beaten by the Titans on Thursday night. They're on their 30, St George Illawarra. The crowd want one more and feel really comfortable with the end of the match then. It'll be like walking up the 18th fairway with a 4-shot lead. Hunt, inside Sloan, they're about to walk up the fairway. Yes, they will, the Dragons. sprinting away to score. Jaden Hunt is the try scorer, and every Dragons fan, man, woman and child, coach and mascot is on their feet.
It's a deserved victory here for the Dragons. Have a look at the fans. They're up and about. Sold out here at Netstrata Jubilee. Ben Hunt inside to Sloan. Brilliant. Here's the knock-on that they challenged only moments ago from Damien Cook. They failed that. They didn't have to wait for too much longer. Out of dummy half. Little's had a good game. Out to Benny Hunt on the right-hand side. Back on the inside to Sloan, who then fired Sullivan. Jaden Hunt scores down that right-hand side.
First try of his career, fellas.
Nice remember moment. That. That'll go further and further. It'll be 60 metres by the end of the night.
Yeah, a little bit of fatigue setting in for the South Sydney side, round the middle. Trick play, back down the short side. Sloan, been dying to see him out in the open here this afternoon. Look at the boys, they're celebrating. They know they're off the bottom of the ladder.
And there's Tyrell Sloan showing us a little post-try action, falling off the huddle. Lovely to see. He's shown his emotion right from day one, hasn't he, Ryan Carr? I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I think it's fantastic.
Well, coaching's such a tough gig when you're the head coach and everyone's got eyes on you, particularly on game day, what you're doing in the box. And some coaches ride every decision. Some coaches sit there, win, lose or draw it in the same sort of look. I've never been in that position, but boy, oh boy, it'd be hard not to be out and about when you see your team do what they do just here.
Yeah, doing that shadow boxing. Well, look at Ryan Carr, his lefts and rights, Laurie Nichols style. It's big now. It's 36-14.
Well, the good thing about him, he hasn't hesitated to make changes in this side and switch blokes back to their normal position. He's done well, and only 3 or 4 weeks to do it in. Gee, that's good. It's a good sight. Sloan in broken field.
24-6 second half, the Dragons. That reads well. It's got right away from the Rabbitohs here. And the big crowd. It's a great afternoon for footy. Dragons lose the kickoff. It'll be a knock-on against St George Illawarra.
Where'd you like it? Okay, all up.
Ben Hunt saying I won't even bother challenging that.
Up here, boys, up here.
There's the crowd, 17,357.
Okay, Damien. Time off.
Biggest crowd since 2018, they're saying, that figure. But they weren't allowing any more in. So every individual seat here was sold, and as many as they can fit on the hill,
Make sure we're in, mate.
they have done today.
Okay, bend it down. Clock off, heading, mate. Break.
As I said earlier, there'll be some good banter around the ground after the game. When you win, rub it in. And Dragons fans walking with the Rabbitohs. Don't worry about where they are on the ladder. South Sydney was Selle. 21 away from the line.
Here, boys, in the middle. Oh, Jacob,
Damien Cook left. Our hosts, Rabbitohs, putting it together. Hasn't been a Johnston try today. Coming off a hat-trick. Maybe one in the last 5 to get one closer to Beaver Menzies. Now Selle, Ilias. Got a spin past Sullivan and then is wheeled back some 10 or 12 metres. Cook, Vili, they come in hard, low down in the legs. Molo, ref says okay. Last tackle Rabbitohs. Damien Cook, and then Hawkins, good ball, Tass, Johnston lurking, ball to the in goal. Well, that ball was well and truly over the dead ball line, and Rabbitohs has still dived at it.
Clock's on.
Yeah, they got on their bikes here, Rabbitohs. Have a look at him just pointing in, looking at the sideline, had to turn around and chase hard. Johnston was right on the spot, denying a try here this afternoon. Forced into the line dropout.
Certainly wasn't going to let them take a play at it. Rabbitohs. Ben Hunt will use up a bit of time on the clock. 36-14, 4 to go. And he still goes short. He goes straight down the middle. Ball batted back. Dragons. Oh no. Cummins rules knock on. Now we probably will see a challenge, will we? Slow take. Oh, here we go. They lead by 22.
Matty,
They're going the
coming in tackle
challenge,
one.
Steve.
Yeah, they want to win the challenge here.
Dragons are challenging the knock-on rule.
You could see how confident he was too. Tyrell Sloan, come on, let's challenge it. The bat back.
A lot of hands in this. Big slap at it.
Well, I think he's right. I think it's gone back here.
The ball comes off Tyrell Sloan. We're just looking in the direction the ball travels.
I think it's gone back.
Sloan motioning as if he's still in the witness box, but he doesn't get a say in it.
The ball goes off Tyrell Sloan and travels forward.
There you go.
The challenge by the Dragons is
How does
unsuccessful.
it go forward? Just have a look at the shape of his hand, the way that he's batting the ball back. How does it go forward when he's hitting the ball back like that?
Steve, I'll see if I can get someone to help you on that one.
Thank you.
Corey.
Over this side, Ben.
South will have a challenge.
Over this side, Dean.
Little goes off. Good day for Jacob Little, including a try. Very good match. Good service all the way through. Rabbitohs, well, it goes to script. They'll get a late consolation try for Johnston on the left side. Inside the final 4 minutes, Broncos Knights will be next up for you. We'll have a good run at a preview leading up to that, all the wash up from this one. And later tonight, Roosters and Panthers, and then a big post-match show as well. Selle with the ball for South Sydney. Tomorrow afternoon, just the one game, and we'll bring you coverage of Melbourne and Cronulla. And Monday, it's Canterbury Parramatta. Ilias caught and thrown down by Sullivan. Fans like that one. Sullivan wins that battle. South Sydney with Havili. And he will be called to play it. No, he won't. Late offload. Cook. Rabbitohs. They're coming Johnston's way. Host doesn't pass. Angles back and scores the try for South Sydney.
Yeah,
Fourth of the day.
Nothing better than a real late offload. They got caught flat-footed, not coming up off their line there, the Saints. And here it is, Havili. So that's some great charges. Look how late this is. They go back onto their line, the late offload. Host does well too. Come off the left foot. Just over-chased a little bit there. The Dragons, they were caught for numbers. South will really close this game out with this try, but it's been the afternoon for the St George Illawarra side. See, they've had a lot of good players out there. We mentioned Little a little bit earlier. Sullivan's been good. Hunt has probably been their best player as week in and week out, their captain. Sloan at the back. Sully and Lomax have been strong.
South's blocker haven't been able to post back-to-back tries today. They've been well spaced, their tries. The 9th minute, the 37th, the 54th, and now the 77th.
Well, the great thing about this, the performance here from the Dragons, although the Rabbits have just scored, they've gone on with it in the second half. 12-8 at half-time.
Took a long while for try to be confirmed. Taff has his second success of the day, 36-20. 3 and a bit to go. Jacob Host, a former Dragon, scoring that 4-pointer. 51 games for the Dragons in his time with St George Illawarra. And now 3 tries for this season. Mitchell, Walker, Murray. There are 3 aces not in the pack today.
When are you ready, Tyrell?
About $3 million worth sitting on the sideline, do you think?
Pretty far wrong, Block. I don't think he had much change from it. Rabbitohs with the ball. Not that it would temper celebration. When you're bottom of the table, you win any game, you're going to celebrate. But no, I don't know whether South Sydney deserved to get, if they were to score next and get back to 10 the difference. I think Dragons clearly the better side in this second half. They've earned their big break. Cartwright, offload, Taff in support. He's tried hard, Blake Taff at fullback. Now Cook, Ilias, cross, working Graham's way of Hawkins. Graham, straight through Surly. South Sydney, Ilias support, they will get another one. Now there's 2.5 to go. And Ilias running back like, let's go again.
Yeah, he's been threatening all afternoon, hasn't he? Campbell Graham. He's run for about 95 metres, but looked threatening every time he's got the ball. An early shift, long striding, just strides out of tackles. Sully can't make the tackle. Ilias backing up, back on the inside. It's only Ben Hunt chasing. Just stops him from going a little bit further around under the posts.
Yeah, well, this is I said a storyline earlier was Blake Tass misses. I mean, you know, if he has the perfect record today, the Rabbitohs are right there. They would still be a hope of maybe forcing golden point, but it's still miracle territory. 2 and 16 to go. Kick successful again. Now it's 10 the difference. Clock stops. No, surely not. I know we've had an amazing season, but you're not running them down from here.
Oh, well, they can't, can they? It's been a magnificent effort, apart from the last 5 minutes from the St George Illawarra side. I'll just mention they've gone right on with it, but anyway, anything can happen. South Sydney, they love playing that.
Look at these two.
They love playing that flamboyant type of footy. So
yeah, the boys, have a look at them. Straight onto the phone.
Whenever you're ready, Tyrell.
Who's the better looking out of those two?
On your run.
The Who Shouts dinner, that little battle. Okay, 10 the difference, 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Do you believe in a miracle? South Sydney would need to score in the next 3 or 4 plays, then have one last crack. They will spread it right. Campbell Graham's way. Taff to Graham, unloading. Kenner has broken through. What about this? The Rabbitohs again. Ilias, support not coming. Tackle 20 metres away. I can't believe what I'm seeing. The Rabbitohs 10 metres from the line. Graham is going to go over again, blocker.
Wow.
This is absurd.
Wow.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
And he's a man that started a little bit earlier.
77th minute, 78th minute, 79th minute.
Yeah, gee, they've broken them up there. That left-hand defence of the Dragons. It's operation get the ball to Campbell Graham. Watch him stride through here again. Straight through. Taff comes in to make the extra man. And here they go. What a beautiful offload back on the inside there from Kenner.
Blocker. What's going on?
And that's Laurie that makes the tackle there. Quick play the ball. They go up the short side again. Look at this money ball here. The flick out the back from Cheekam.
Look, it was 36-14 with 3.5 to go. Now it's 36-30. Taff with a kick. Pity the crowd, the fans who went home. Some went home early thinking it's well and truly done and dusted. Taff's kick is right at the posts. So the best they could do is golden point. At 36-30.
And they've stopped the clock too. What about that? The flick out the back. That was a money ball there from Cheekam.
No, I'm not ready for a South try here. This can't happen. This cannot happen from here, surely. What about this? Super Saturday on Fox League. The Vatican is on standby. We may be witnessing a miracle of biblical proportions. If the Rabbitohs had a score here, they're scoring a try a minute. So from the kickoff, Selle will bring it back. That's play 1. What about that chart? Have you ever seen the likes of that? South Sydney 20 metres away from their own line. Ilias, cannon ball, Tass. Hunt it was, always got the intercept.
Oh, geez, that's a dangerous play there from Hunt.
20 metres away from their own line. Now they'll sweep right. Hawkins, have nearly lost it. The Dragons have got the ball. The Vatican can stand down. The Dragons will hang on. Sullivan hurls the ball at Cartwright. And Aveli. I don't think the crowd want the game to end.
Get out of it!
What would have happened next here? 36-30. Someone needs to remind the Dragons are in front by 6. What are you doing? Well, this is way over the top. There's no punches, of course, but seriously, boys, there's 15 seconds on the clock.
Boys, we've got to tackle one here. Let's go.
Well, Ben Cummins, well handled. No need for a caution. Let's just break him up and get on with it.
Yeah, he's saying, let's get on with it, boys. Game's all over now. What about that for a coverage from South? It's unbelievable.
So, if we ever say there's 3 minutes to go, there's time for 3 tries. That's what's been proven here. Even though South won't win, you can score in the last minutes of play where they stop the clock after kicks. You can score 3 tries in 3 minutes. So Dragons will finish it off. The end scoreline will disappoint them to a degree. But the celebrations start for just their 4th win of the season. 66 points scored on this Saturday afternoon. The Rabbitohs ended up scoring 6 tries to match the Dragons 6. And Lomac's goal kicking ends up the difference, and it's nice to be able to say that for Zach. Full time. What a game. Take a photo of the scoreboard. It looked vastly different just 4 or 5 minutes ago. Full time, Dragons 36, Rabbitohs 30.